Hey guys, Danny Johnson here, and I'm going to give you a review on the 800-mile trip that we did with our WaySafe hitch system. So more than anything, I want to say I did have great peace of mind towing with this. It was rated at 12,500 pounds trailer weight and 1,500 pounds tongue weight. The ball for the 2-inch was an 8,000 pound rating, so it was perfect for what we had. And so I'll put a link to all the videos I've made on this already in the video description to show you which hitch that we bought. It was the 2-inch by 2-inch, which was the most common one for our Yukon, and most trucks would be pretty similar. It's the WS6-2BA. We did a 6-inch drop on it, and everything worked perfectly with it. Our tow vehicle was the 2015 Yukon Denali. And so it was rated at 8,500 pounds towing. The package itself has the 1,000 pound tongue weight, 10,000 pounds total weight capacity with the V5 GM hitch. And if I would have just thrown on this standard hitch that was laying around without researching anything, I would have been completely overweight. This hitch is only good for 500 pounds tongue weight and 5,000 pounds trailer weight, where this one had 1,500 pounds tongue weight, 12,500 pounds gross trailer weight. So it was definitely a better tool for the job. The 6-inch drop worked very well for us. I was up a notch or two on it, and we still had a level trailer. Of course, that's going to depend on the trailer itself of what you're towing, but it had plenty of range for us, so I was very happy about that, especially compared to this other hitch. You could see didn't have much drop on it at all. So this was definitely the right thing to do. It made our trip safe, and I would hate to think about what would have happened if I would have used the other hitch, as most people might do, just throw it on and go. So please do your research. See the videos that I put in the video description on trailer weights and gross vehicle weights and all that. It'd be really important to see. So we were towing a Mustang that weighed just under 4,000 pounds. The trailer was just over 2,000 pounds, so we were about 6,000 pounds. So with a 6,000 pound load, we were looking to have about 600 pounds of tongue weight is what you would estimate. And we actually came in a little heavier than that just because the way that these trailers are, it's pretty nose heavy with the front of the car with its engine and everything towards the front of the trailer. So we actually were in here just about 700 pounds. And so it was good to know that knowledge as we were hooking and unhooking and leveling the trailer out. If the other hitch, again, would have not been sufficient, it could have broken and it could have been a catastrophe. So I was very happy with how this all worked out. Everything went together well. The hitch was a little bit jiggly when it had no weight on it, but what I wanted to mention is once you put the actual trailer weight onto it, everything kind of firmed up on it. So that was my first impression as I was hooking everything up, is that the hitch then became pretty firm. So the ball worked really well with the trailer. We had a good tight fit on it, and there wasn't too much rocking back and forth as we were tugging the load. Everything felt really firm. Of course, recovery chains, all that kind of stuff, scratched it up a little bit, and that's to be expected, but the gauge was accurate the entire time. We checked it several times. And so what I wanted to do was just break this down a little bit for you and kind of show you what it looks like now after its first initial use with about 800 miles on it. Again, the gauge didn't give me any trouble. It seemed to be pretty accurate the entire time. Some other reviews have shown some oil coming out over time. So if you tow like this, where it's just once in a while, I think it'll last a long time. Again, it might leak eventually, but we didn't have any problems with that. You can see here where it goes into the receiver. This was greased, and I'll wipe a little bit there to show you. It was greased, but of course it's going to cut into this solid billet aluminum. It's just a softer metal, but it's a very strong metal. So that's the normal wear and tear that you can expect to see on it. And again, it gouged it a little bit, but I don't think any part of it was unsafe. It still seems firm, no cracks or problems like that. So this is the typical wear that you can expect to see after using it. And so I just wanted to show you that. So again, here's kind of the looseness. As you can hear and see, again, that was kind of went away as soon as the weight of the trailer went onto it. And the same appeared kind of for the ball part. It's a little bit loose feeling as it sits in there now, but with weight on it, it seemed pretty solid. So here's a look at the pin. It did pretty well. A little bit, you got a few rub marks on there. That's kind of normal. And pulling the shank out here, same thing. You'll see some rub marks and some deeper gouges that just come from towing. but it still seems like it's solid and no cracks or anything like that, just rub marks, some wear marks. So that's just kind of typical and what you can expect to see. So otherwise, I think it's holding up pretty well. And so now we'll go ahead and remove the pin here, and it has a little bit of wear on it too. Nothing, I think, to be concerned about. And maybe you could add some grease to where you're seeing these rub marks happening just to help with that. So the ball is stainless steel. I was interested to see how it held up. It has the most of the wear on it, I would say, just from the trailer being on there. You can see some rub marks there. Anywhere where we see rub marks, we could probably grease up in the future. And we did have a good amount of grease on this, so I'm going to go ahead and wipe this down so we can see how it looks without the grease on there, what kind of wear that we got over the 800 miles. So here it is. I'd say it looks really good for, having the trailer tongue right on it. I think the grease definitely helps a little bit with the wear, but in general, this is a very solid piece, and this is what you really want to have as a strong piece. So I don't think it looks too bad. I think it looks good for 800 miles, and I didn't see any kind of cracks or fatigue or any problems here. So again, this was nice to have an 8,000 pound rating for this ball, being that the trailer itself was going to be, fully loaded about 6,000. So down inside looks really good too. I didn't see any oil or anything leaking out from the actual gauge itself. That's something you might see over an extended period of time. And I just want to say it felt really solid the entire time. It wasn't clunking or moving around a lot. I was very happy towing with it, and I didn't have to worry about it at all. So being, higher on the ratings rather than on the level or under was definitely the right thing to do. And so I would completely recommend this hitch. Now, a thought that I had is the entire time you're going down the road, the scale's probably going back and forth and, getting used. I've seen some other reviews where people said that it leaked a little bit of oil or whatnot, but I think if you're using this like I am for casual towing here and there, it's going to hold up for a long time. If you have this hooked up to your trailer every single day and you're, really abusing it, then maybe you really don't want or need a weigh-safe hitch. Unless you want to know that tongue weight, and maybe that's really important to you. And it does have a lifetime warranty on it. From what I've heard other people say, they just require you to ship it into them. And so at any rate, I think it's a great hitch. It was a nice system. I was very happy to see my tongue weight the entire time and know if I needed to change things around to balance trailer out and everything like that. So anyway, please check the video description for some other videos I've made on this, and I'll keep you updated as I do any more towing with it. But I think it did really well for 800 miles, and it was a solid piece, so I'd recommend it. So once again, please, if you're doing any towing, please check your capacities, check what the vehicle can tow, check what the hitch is made for, what the tow package is made for. Just don't be overweight. It's so easy to do. I think a lot of people just hook things up and go. And this weigh-safe hitch really helped me know that I was where I was supposed to be.